It is time for Rich Rebel Sports on 98.3 KADQ and MyLocalRadio.com. Rebel Sports brought to you in part by the Rich School District, Evanston Regional Hospital, Ready, Westar Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, the Come On In, the Station on Main, Les Schwab Plains Tire, Stacy's Repair, Summit Pizza, Little Springs Water, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, Ellingford Brothers, Hometown Drive-In, the Town of Woodruff, T7 Propane, Bear Lake Realty, Independent Software Solutions, McKay Frankham DDS, and the Crawford Trough. Let's go to the Les Schwab Plains Tire broadcast booth and join the voice of the Rebels, Aaron Poling.
And for one final time today, we are coming to you live from the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth as we begin Summit Pizza pregame show. We do not have much time for the pregame show because we are about to get started. So I'm going to turn it over to commercial break. When we come back, we'll have the live cam for you.
When you're experiencing pain from an injury or pain for an unknown reason, it can negatively impact how you function every day. It's good to know that individually supervised physical therapy is available at Evanston Regional Hospital. From athletes to seniors, we assist patients with personalized treatment plans. We offer a broad range of therapies including cardiac rehab, post-surgical rehab, concussion recovery, and sports rehab. Ask your family doctor if physical therapy is right for you or call one of our therapy departments directly. Evanston Regional Hospital, helping you get your life back.
Quality is the one thing that you can always count on when you do business with Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. You always get high-quality products and friendly, knowledgeable service at Ellingford's. Stop in today, 199 County Road, Evanston.
At the Evanston Walmart, you'll find all the tools students need to succeed. Our team is committed to providing quality products and an excellent shopping experience. Stop in today, 125 North 2nd Street, Evanston. Walmart. Save money, live better.
The town of Garden City is home to beautiful Bear Lake, where families play together. We welcome you to Garden City and invite you to visit bearlake.org for places to explore and information on upcoming events year-round. The town of Garden City welcomes you as we cheer on the Rich Rebels.
Welcome back inside the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. As you see the players hit the floor if you're watching online at MyLocalRadio.com. You could also be tuned in at 98.3 KDQ as the Rebels play the South Summit Wildcats 9-12, 3-5 for South Summit. 11-10, 9-0 as the team slap 5 underneath the net. A real quick Ellingford Brothers keys to today's game. Watch out for number 8, Emma Broadbent, the junior, averages 4.4 kills per set, as that's the leader of this South Summit squad. As we go to our live cam, we are about set to go. As this is the final game here from the Sevier Valley Center. This is, let's get the seating right. This game is for 13th place here in the tournament. I don't really think the Rebels care much about where they finish. They just care about getting better here in Richfield. And I do think they have done that as they have played a couple of really good teams so far this weekend. I'm Aaron Poling. Thank you for joining us here live from the Sevier Valley Center as we are about to kick off the Rebels' final game of the day as Hannah Scott gets the ball. Final checks on the floor for the Rebels as Smith checks in for Wallenstein. And Hannah Scott lets it go. We are underway as that's dug out in the back row by the Wildcats. They quickly go to number 19, Savannah Clausen, the senior. That's read by the Rebels. They go to Taylor. She buries it on that back line, and the Rebels get it started with a bang here in set number 1. As Violet Taylor picks up the first kill of the game. The 6 on the floor for the Rebels. That would be your Little Springs Water starting lineup. Scott, Smith, Ellsworth, Wilson, Taylor, Pugmire. As Scott served, dug out by the libero on the far side. Here comes an attack from number 24. That's Ellie Cummings, read well by Scott. Played in between Scott and Taylor. Hannah Scott takes charge, bumps it over. Middle of the floor to number 15, Tylee Lott. She picks up her first kill of the contest, first point for the Wildcats. As the Wildcats, they're a 3A team, so another opportunity for the Rebels here in the with a game that can really help them in the RPI. As Anna Peterson serves, ball over, dug out by Smith. Go to Taylor on the left wing. She attacks. That is deflected out of bounds as Violet Taylor has her second kill already here in the contest. As Smith checks out, Wallentine checks in. Pugmire will serve. Hady's serve goes into the net, and we're tied at 2s here in set number 1. 6 on the floor for the Wildcats. You got Cummings, Anna Peterson, Tylee Lott as a serve over, received by the Rebels as they go to the outside to that number 8. That is Broadbent, who she kills that one with a quick tip across the net, as that is the player the Rebels have to look out for. And, of course, rounding out that 6 for the Wildcats, Maria Bowen will serve as a libero in pink tonight. Serve over, received by Argyle. Rebels with a dump set from Wilson, reach back from Broadbent to keep it alive. She slaps it over. Ellsworth with the dig. Rebels set up middle of the floor to Wallentine. That's blocked. Back on the Rebels side as Taylor will attack. Tips it high over the front row. Read there by Peterson. Wildcats, little miscommunication. They bump it over late. Rebels set up their attack. Taylor, left wing with the right hand. Too far out of bounds across that back line. It's 4-2. Wildcats on the Station on Main scoreboard as they send Ellie Cummings, the junior, to serve. Serve over. Received by Argyle. Rebels go middle of the floor to Wallentine. She attacks. It's deflected high in the air, kept alive by the Wildcats. They'll bump it over with Broadbent. Smith with the dig in the back row, middle of the floor. They go to Taylor. She tips it. That's blocked back down to the floor. So I believe that was number 15, Tylee Lott, with the stuff. 5-2 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Cummings will serve again. That's going to fall in on that back line. 6-2 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Cummings picks up the ace. Back to the line to serve. Ball over. Hits the net. Service area will give it back to the Rebels as we'll send Wilson to the line to serve. 6-3 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Wilson lets it go. Ball over. Received by the Wildcats. They tip it over at the last second. Rebels set it up. Taylor on the left wing. She attacks. That is deflected. No, not deflected, as that goes straight out of bounds. 7-3 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Ball must have hit Violet's hand on the side of her hand because that looked like it curved. Serve coming from Lott. Received by Argyle. Rebels go middle of the floor to Wallentine. She tips it over off the arms of Wyckoff. Out of bounds. 7-4. Janie picks up her first kill of the contest. As right before the serve, the ball from the 16th place game comes over from floor 4. Taylor with the serve, received by Broadbent. They go right back to her on the left wing. She attacks, finds that back corner. 8-4 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As sorry about that. Broadbent picks up her second kill. Rebels go to Ava Ellsworth, and she buries it on her first attack. On the opposite side, finds the middle of the floor. 8-5 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rebels will serve. Smith, as Scott checked back into the game. Ball over, received by the libero, Bowen. Bumped over by Broadbent, tapped high into the air by Pugmire. Here comes Scott with the right hand from the left wing. That's good, as that hits the hardwood down the left wing sideline off the arms of the back row player, Burton. Doesn't particularly matter as it stayed in bounds. As Smith will serve again. Right-handed jump serve. That's over the net, over the back line. 9-6 on the Station on Main scoreboard as the Wildcats will serve. So that's number 6, Riley Levitt, as she finds Taylor in the back row. Rebels go middle of the floor to Pugmire. Tries to push it to the left wing side. Nicely read by Burton. Here comes an attack from the Wildcats. Diving effort from Smith. Can't keep it alive. 10-6 on the Station on Main scoreboard. They'll send Emma Broadbent to the line to serve. Taylor with the diving effort keeps it alive. Wilson with a dump set. Wildcats set up the attack. That's tipped into the net as Savannah Clausen tried to give it an effort, unable to do so. 10-7 on the station on main scoreboard. Speaking of number 7, 7 on the scoreboard for the Rebels, 7 to serve. Ellsworth lets it go with the right hand. Ball over. Received by Bowen. They go to the outside for number 24. That's Ellie Cummings. She attacks too far out of bounds across that left wing sideline. 10-8 on the station on main scoreboard as Ellsworth will serve again. Serve over. Received in the back row by the Wildcats. They bump it over to the Rebels side. Ellsworth with the dig. Rebels set up the attack. They go to Scott, left wing. With the right hand, she finds Levitt in the back right corner as an attack from Cummings. Off the arms of Taylor into another court as Cummings picks up her first kill of the contest. 11-8 on the station on main scoreboard. Bowen will serve. Lets it go. Received by Scott. That's actually going to fall in for an ace as Hannah got her arms to it. Fortunately, no other Rebels could get underneath it. Serve coming from Bowen. Serve into the net. 12-9 on the station on main scoreboard as the Rebels will get the serve. As it looks like it will be Hannah Scott. Will attack from the left wing side. Right-handed jump serve is up and over. Received in the back row by Levitt. Middle of the floor attack from Lott finds Ellsworth as the Rebels will push it over with Pugmire. Wildcats set up the attack. They go to the outside for Cummings. That's deflected high in the air. Ellsworth with diving effort. Pugmire plays it over. Rebels live to fight another play. Wildcats set up the offense again. This time Ellsworth with another diving dig. Rebels like to push it over, unable to do so as it goes into the net. 12-9 on the 13-9 on the station on main scoreboard as Argyle will check in for Scott. Let's check that out on the Station Repair instant replay. A couple nice diving plays by Ava Ellsworth. That one a little more lunging than diving, able to keep it alive. That sends Peterson to serve. Lets it go. Received by Smith. Rebels go to Taylor, left wing with the right hand, deflected high in the air. Bowen plays it back to the middle of the floor where Peterson will bump it over. Pugmire with the dig. Rebels set up Taylor. She punches that out with the left hand, splits the two net defenders. Nice read in the back row by Peterson who pushes it over. Rebels set up again. Pugmire, middle of the floor, attacks with the left hand, finds the hardwood. 13-10 on the station on main scoreboard as Haiti Pugmire's first kill from the middle of the floor finds that back right wing corner as the Rebels trail now by 3 with Pugmire to the line to serve. Serve over, received by Bowen. They go to the left side for number 23. That's Sienna Wyckoff as she goes down the right wing sideline, buries it in that back corner. 14-10 on the station on main scoreboard. Pugmire checks out. Smith checks in as Cummings will serve. Serve over, received by Smith. Rebel set up Taylor on the left wing as she attacks, slaps it high in the air. Bowen underneath it. As here comes a Broadbent. She tips it over, finds that back corner. 15-10 on the station on main scoreboard. As we're going to get a timeout called by the Rebels as you're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Great signage is an important component to any successful business. It lets your customers know they have arrived at your doors, and it's a constant advertisement of who you are. When you install LED signage, you're taking it one step further. The ability to create color messages that move is an attention grabber. Plus, you can change the message whenever you would like. Make your business stand out with an LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign, providing service, installation, and maintenance on all signage. Rocky Mountain Sign, licensed in Wyoming and Utah. Call today for a quote, 307-789-5202.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com. 15-10 on the station on main scoreboard as Cummings serve off the arms of Taylor into the net. That's directly to the right of the Rebels defensive side. That's going to be an ace for Cummings. 16-10. She'll serve. Ball over, received by Argyle. They go to Taylor on the left wing. She attacks. It's deflected down, kept alive by the Wildcats, bumped over by Bowen. Smith with the dig. Rebels go middle of the floor to Wallentine. She attacks. That's into the net, kept alive again by the Wildcats with a couple attacks off the net. Here comes Taylor from the left wing as this one falls to Bowen's arms. Kept alive as we're actually going to get a double hit called against the Wildcats. Rebels pick up the point as Wilson will serve. Ball over, received by Cummings. As it goes over the net, Taylor tries to tap it back. It's bumped over by Wyckoff. Rebels set up the attack to Ellsworth on the opposite side. Deflected high in the air, back to the Rebels side as Ellsworth will bump it over. Here come the Wildcats looking to set up the attack. They do middle of the floor as that's blocked into the air. Rolls on the net, out of bounds as Lott attacked. That ball hit the hands of a Rebels frontline defender, and if it doesn't hit the net on the way back through, as Violet Taylor just got smoked by the ball from the other side, if it doesn't hit the net, that might fall in bounds. Rebels a bit unlucky there. 17-11 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Lott will serve. That serve tickles the tape, falls in bounds. Will be an ace for the Wildcats. 18-11 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Serve again, received by Taylor. Play to the middle of the floor where Smith bumps it over. Broadbent with the dig. They're going right back to her on the left wing. She attacks, finds the arms of Smith. Rebels set up their attack. Taylor on the left wing with the right hand, finds the back row defender in the middle of the floor as that was Lott. Tipped over the net by Broadbent. Rebels with a good defensive play there. Played back over to the Wildcat side as it's on the Rebel side now as they try to tip it over. Ellsworth digs it out as we're going to get a call into the net. So I believe that's against the Rebels. Take that back. It's against the Wildcats. 18-12 on the Station on Main scoreboard. So Molly Weston's going to check in for Argyle. Taylor over the net, received by the Wildcats. Broadbent will attack. That's off the front line defender, out of bounds. 19-12 on the Station on Main scoreboard. I believe Ellsworth got her hands to it. Molly Weston getting some varsity time right here. So you remember back when they played Tintic, when a lot of the younger girls were able to play. Weston showed very, very well in that matchup, getting an opportunity here as the point's going to go to the Rebels as Wyckoff went to serve. She threw it up. I think it bounced off her foot, so that way the ball goes to the Rebels. Wallentine out. Pugmire in. As Smith serve off the arms of Broadbent as she'll attack from the back row. Deflected high in the air. Rebels on the attack. Ellsworth from the right side. That's deflected. Diving effort from Bowen keeps it alive for the Wildcats. Broadbent tries to slam it down the near sideline. Finds Wilson instead as the Rebels attack. That's deflected out of bounds. No. They say it wasn't deflected. 20-13 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Sure looked like the backline defender there put her hands up and got the ball. Rebels set up Ellsworth on the opposite side. 21-13 as she hits it into the net. Broadbent will serve. Serve into the net. 21-14 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rebels looking to build a little momentum here heading into the second set as Levitt checks back in for Broadbent. Now's the time for the Rebels to go on a bit of a run here as their best attacker is off the floor. Ellsworth's serve goes into the net as that'll send Maria Bowen to the line to serve. Late substitution onto the floor is Lott. Serve over, received by Weston. They set up Pugmire middle of the floor. She'll just tap it over. Wildcats on the attack. They go Cummings on the left side. She attacks, finds the arms of Smith. Rebels go to Weston. That's deflected high in the air as it's still alive, but it falls in. Molly Weston picks up her first kill of the contest. 22-15 on the Station on Main scoreboard as she'll check out for Argyle. Argyle serves with the right hand, received by Levitt. as that's deflected high in the air off the attack. Rebels have the ball. They go to Pugmire, middle of the floor, tipped high in the air, gets caught between a couple of Wildcats players, falls in. 22-16 on the station on main scoreboard as Argyle will serve again. Serve over. That's going to be an ace for Cassie Argyle. 22-17 as that ball lands about 6 inches in front of that back line. Rebels pick up the point, 22-17. Argyle will serve again. Ball over, another ace for Argyle. 22-18 on the station on main scoreboard. Rebels going on a bit of a run here at the end of the first. Argyle will get another opportunity at it. Now she lets that one go. It's going to be out of bounds across the left wing sideline. Couple of aces there for Argyle before the service error. 23-18 on the station on main scoreboard. Substitution as Wyckoff is back into the game. She replaces Burton. Serving is Peterson. Serve over, received by Smith. Rebels go to Pugmire on the opposite side. She taps it over. Diving up from Wyckoff, keeps it alive. Pushed over by Peterson. Rebels on the attack. They go to Taylor left wing. She attacks. That's going to fall in as we'll check that out on the Stacey's Repair instant replay. Violet Taylor with her third kill of the set and her first since the first 2 points of the match. Let's go back to our live cam. 23-19 on the station on main scoreboard. Bowen digs it out. They set up Wyckoff. Ellsworth with the dig. Rebels go to Taylor on the left wing. She attacks. Tapped over. Received in the back row by the Wildcats. They go back to Cummings on the left wing side. That finds Ellsworth as the Rebels go to Taylor left wing. She attacks. That's deflected to the ground. 23-20 on the station on main scoreboard as that's 4 kills now for Violet Taylor as Pugmire will serve. 23-20. Serve over. Received in the back row by Levitt. Set up an attack, middle of the floor, blocked back to the Wildcat side, and they cannot return it. Suddenly now it's 23-21. Rebels trail by 2 with Pugmire to serve. Serve over, received by Bowen. They set up middle of the floor for Lott. Good dig there by Pugmire. They set up Taylor left wing. She attacks, read well there by Peterson, kept alive. For the moment, as a couple of Wildcat players run into each other, it goes out of bounds on their sideline, 23-22, as Pugmire will serve. Serve over, received by Bowen. They set up to the outside for Wyckoff, kept alive by Argyle. Rebels go to Taylor on the left wing. She'll bump it over. Wildcats set up their attack, middle of the floor for Lott. That's deflected into the ground. 24-22 on the station on main scoreboard as Broadbent's going to check back in for the Wildcats. She replaces Levitt. And we mentioned if you're the Rebels, you want to go on a run, that's a good time to with Broadbent on the bench. 24-22, we're going to get a timeout by the Rebels. You're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Established in 1872, Woodruff, Utah has a long history of good neighbors helping each other succeed. Woodruff was built with hard work, integrity, and a sense of community that can be felt every time you visit. We have always celebrated all students in academics and extracurricular activities, and we cheer on our Rich Rebels. Woodruff, Utah, a great place to live.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ. 24-22 here on the station on main scoreboard. The Rebels trailed this set by about 10, they trailed this set by 10 at different points in the set. Great comeback here. It's a great way to build momentum for the Rebels as Cummings will serve. Ball received by Argyle. Rebels set up the attack. Taylor on the left wing. That's blocked. Kept alive by Argyle. Rebels go to the middle of the floor. It's time for Wallenstein. She tips it, and that is out of bounds on the left wing side as the Wildcats win the first set 25-22. As you're watching, The 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Ready has provided safety and excellence in industrial construction and support services since 1982. From insulation and scaffolding to paintings and coatings, our crews are standing by to assist with new construction, maintenance projects, facility shutdowns, and more. Contact us today to ensure your assets are protected and functional. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
The best trips away from home always come when you know you're among friends. This is Coulter Patterson, General Manager at the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper, Wyoming. I invite you to stay with us every time you're here. We've got the absolute best staff. Lots of our team members have been working together for years, and we feel like we're a happy family. I guarantee you'll feel that when you come stay with us. We're always glad that you choose the Come On In, and we'll do everything to make your stay comfortable and relaxing. The Come On In Hotel and Suites is the best place to stay because we have the best staff in Casper. Come on in today.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. Let's meet your 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team.
Hi, I'm Casey Wilson. I am going to be a senior this year, and I will be playing varsity setter.
Hi, my name is Matt Jolly. I'm going to be varsity opposite, which is right side, and I'll be a senior.
I'm Janie Valentine. I'm going to be a senior, and I will be a middle blocker on varsity.
My name is Hannah Scott. I'm going to be a senior, and I am playing varsity outside hitter.
Good, it's your girl Violet Taylor, a.k.a. V-Swizzle, and this year I'll be playing varsity outside.
My name is Ava Ellsworth. I play all around right side, and I'm a senior.
Hey, I'm Haiti Pugmire. I'm going to be a senior, and I'm playing middle blocker on varsity.
Hey, I'm Brinley Hatch. I'm going to be junior this year, and I play middle blocker.
Hi, I'm Cassie Argyle. I'm going to be a junior this year, and I play outside hitter.
Hi, my name is Leah Peterson, and I'm going to be a sophomore, and I'm playing outside hitter.
Bella Wheeler. I'm a sophomore. I'm probably going to play opposite.
Paige Smith, sophomore, outside hitter.
My name is Tyler Pugmire. I'll be a sophomore, and I'm playing middle.
I'm Tess Cornia. I'm a sophomore, and I'm a setter.
I'm Avery Weston. I'm a sophomore, and I play opposite.
I'm Braylon Pugmire. I'm a freshman. I'll be playing outside hitter.
I'm Lacey McKinnon, and I'm a freshman, and I'm going to be middle hitter.
I'm Molly Weston, and I'm a freshman, and I'll be playing outside hitter.
I'm Jalen Lutz. I'm going to be a freshman, and I'm a setter.
My name is Lida Taylor. I'm going to be a freshman, and I want to play middle hitter.
My name is Kelsey Heiner. I'm going to be a freshman, and I'm going to be back left.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth as we are underway here in set number 2. First serve into the net. Rebels go on top 1-0 as Pugmire will serve. Serve over, received by Broadbent. They go middle of the floor as that's deflected out of bounds. As it was deflected by the front line, give Tylee Lott a kill. 1-1 as Smith will check in for Pugmire. Serve over from Cummings, received by Smith. Rebels set up Taylor on the left wing side. That's tapped to the back row for Bowen. They set up Broadbent. She attacks off the arms of Argyle into the next court. 2-1 on the Station on Main scoreboard. A little bit of a change to the rotation in that last set as I know Hannah Scott's dealing with a little bit of a shoulder injury. I think the Rebels might be keeping her out for precaution. As serve over from Cummings, received by Argyle. Wilson tries to tap it over, gets it back, taps it again. Tapped back over by the Wildcats. Rebels set up Taylor on the left wing side as she attacks. That's deflected out of bounds. Or they're going to call it into the net against the Wildcats. Rebels will pick up the point, 2-2 on the Station on Main scoreboard. This late in the season, the state tournament around the corner, though, you'd rather be cautious. As Wilson serve, received by Cummings. Bowen to the middle of the floor as it's bumped over by Peterson. Rebels set up Taylor on the left wing. She attacks. Bowen with a diving effort keeps it alive. Broadbent will attack from the 10-foot line as that's blocked by Ellsworth out of bounds. As that's 3-2 Wildcats on the Station on Main scoreboard. Lott will serve. Received by Argyle. They go to Taylor on the left wing, tips it over, and that's going to fall in as Violet Taylor threw the changeup that time, got her 5th kill. 3-3 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Molly Weston will check in for Argyle. She's kind of replaced Scott in the rotation. Big opportunity here for Weston to show what she can do. Serve returned by the Wildcats to the floor, as that's Broadbent with another kill. 4-3 on the Station on Main scoreboard, as it will be Wycott to serve. Rebels might not have won that last set, but they were able to build some momentum that can hopefully carry into set number 2 as Taylor digs it out. They go to Ellsworth on the opposite side. That's blocked. She bumps it back over. Wildcats on the attack. Broadbent standing attack as she slaps that one down. Almost looks like a throw right there. 5-3 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As Wyckoff will serve. Ball over. Received by Taylor. Set up Weston on the left wing. She attacks. Kept alive by Cummings. Actually, will get into the net. Called against the Wildcats. Rebels pull within 1 as Wallentine checks out. Pugmire checks in. Smith will serve. Ball over. Received by Cummings. Broadbent plays it back to the middle of the floor where Cummings bumps it over. Rebels look to set up the attack as they go opposite side to Ellsworth as her attack is blocked down to the floor by Broadbent. 6-4 on the Station on Main scoreboard, as it will be Broadbent to serve. Serve over. Received by Taylor. They go to Pugmire, middle of the floor. She attacks. That's in on the back line, as it will be 6-5 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Levitt in, Broadbent out. This is where the Rebels were able to make their run late in the first set. See if they can do it again, as 6-5 on the Station on Main scoreboard, as Ellsworth will serve. Broadbent, of course, averages 4 kills per set. Received by Cummings, tapped over. Rebels with a dig. That's Wilson. They set up Weston, left wing. She attacks. Off the arm, out of bounds. Molly Weston with her second kill of the game. Makes it 6-6 on the Station on Main scoreboard, as Ellsworth will serve. Serve over. And it's received. Actually, it's a dig attempt for the Wildcats. It goes off the antenna. Give Ava Ellsworth an ace, the first of the contest for the Rebels. She will serve again. That ace collects the 7th point, match the number on her back. Received by Cummings. They go right back to her. She attacks. That's off of the arms of Taylor, out of bounds. 7-7 on the Station on Main scoreboard, as Lott checks in. Couldn't see who checked out. Serve from Bowen. Received by Weston. They go middle of the floor to Pugmire. She attacks. That finds the back row player Levitt, as Cummings will attack from the left wing. Poked high in the air as Ellsworth's able to get to it. Wilson taps it down to the floor. Casey Wilson with the kill, as she has kills now in back-to-back games. And as the setter for the Rebels, that doesn't happen real often. But I've noticed that Casey is utilizing tipping the ball over the net more when it gets close. Instead of trying to play it back to a teammate, she tries to tip it over, see if they can manufacture something. As the serve from Argyle goes out of bounds, as we are tied at 8-8. Wyckoff in. As serve over from Peterson. Rebels try to keep it alive as Wilson runs to the net. Can't quite get there. 9-8 on the Station on Main scoreboard, as Peterson will serve again. Couple of dribbles. Lets it go with the right hand. Ball over. Smith with the receive. Rebels go to Taylor on the left wing. She attacks, trying to find that far sideline. Unable to do so, as that misses by a couple of inches. 10-8 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Peterson will serve again. Serve over. Received by Taylor. Rebels go to the opposite side for Pugmire. She taps it over the net. Wyckoff with the dig. Played over to Argyle. Rebels set up the attack. Taylor on the left wing, tipped high in the air, as Cummings will attack. Received by Ellsworth. They go middle of the floor to Pugmire. She tips it to the back row. Levitt with the dig. Middle of the floor. This time that is Lott. Her attempt is deflected high in the air as the Rebels go to Taylor, and she goes down the near sideline, as we'll check that out on the Stacey Repair instant replay. Kill number 6 for Violet in the match. A little bit of deception there. She looked like she was going to attack the ball in the middle of the floor. As I just realized we got to change station on main scoreboard. Rebels trail 1-0. Serve over, received by the Wildcats. They attack. Ellsworth with the dig. They go to Taylor. She buries it down the left sideline. We can almost show you the same replay from last time, as it was nearly identical attacks there from Violet Taylor, and we are tied at 10s here in set number 2. Pugmire will serve. Serve over, received in the back row by Cummings. They go to Lott, middle of the floor, and that's deflected high in the air, but still finds its way to the hardwood, as it'll fall in for a point for the Wildcats. Levitt in, Broadbent out. 11-10 on the station on main scoreboard. Serve over, received by Taylor. Wallenstein will attack from the left wing. Received in the back row by Bowen. They set up Broadbent. She attacks off the arms of Smith, out of bounds. 12-10 on the station on main scoreboard. Rebels trail by 2. Cummings will serve. Couple dribbles. Gets to go ahead. Steps into a right-handed serve, received by Smith. Rebels set up Taylor on the left wing. She attacks, trying to find that back corner. Goes too far, out of bounds. 13-10 on the station on main scoreboard as Cummings will serve again. Serve over, received by Smith. Rebels go middle of the floor to Wallenstein. She tips it, as that's Wyckoff with the dig. Broadbent with two-handed tap over. Rebels on the attack. They set up Taylor left wing as she attacks off the arms of Cummings. Kept alive, played back to the middle of the floor. The Wildcats have to bump it over. They're out of system. Rebels with an attack as it's Wallenstein. She finds Bowen back row. Go to Broadbent, 10-foot line attack. That finds the back line, as that's a great attack there from Broadbent. 14-10 on the station on main scoreboard as we're going to get a timeout called by the Rebels. As you're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
The Hometown Drive-In has been helping families celebrate and create happy memories at beautiful Bear Lake for generations. With amazing burgers, fries, and other Hometown Drive-In favorites, the food is always delicious and everyone in the family will find something they love. Whenever you're at Bear Lake, make sure you stop. Beautiful blue water and Bear Lake raspberry shakes have been making people smile for generations. Put a smile on your face at the Hometown Drive-In, Bear Lake.
Welcome back to Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com for one last time from the Sevier Valley Center. Rebels trail 14-10 on the station on main scoreboard. Looking to rally back here as they lost the first set 25-22. They trail by 4 here in set number 2 as timeout's over. Both teams hit the floor. We're ready to go. Cummings will serve. Serve over, received by Taylor. Rebels set up the attack to Taylor as she pushes it over. That finds Broadbent. They're going right back to her on the left wing. She tips it over. Ellsworth diving dig, keeps it alive. Wilson with a left-handed tap finds Cummings. They'll go to the opposite side for Wyckoff. That's hit out of bounds. 14-11 on the station on main scoreboard. Rebels trail by 3 as Wilson will serve after she chases the ball down. Serve over as that ball goes out of bounds across the back line. 15-11 on the station on main scoreboard. Rebels trail by 4. Lott will serve. Finds Argyle in the back row. Rebels go to Taylor on the left wing. She taps it with her palm over. Read there by Peterson. They go Broadbent from the 10-foot line. She attacks, that goes into the net. 15-12 on the station on main scoreboard. Weston's going to check in for Argyle. Serve over, received by Taylor. They go middle of the floor to Lott. She attacks. Smith with the dig in the back row. Rebels go to Weston on the left wing. Trying to find that back corner, read well by Peterson. Pushed over by Cummings. Smith with the lunging dig to her left. A little miscommunication there between Taylor and Wilson. Ball goes underneath the net as Violet tried to bump it over. It'll be 16-12 on the station on main scoreboard as Wyckoff will serve. Serve over, received by Weston. Rebels are going to go right back to Molly on the left wing. She attacks, diving effort in the back row by Cummings, keeps it alive. Ball goes right back to Rich. They go to Ellsworth, opposite side. She attacks and buries it off the front line block. 2 kills now for Ava, 16-13 on the station on main scoreboard as Pugmire will check in, Wallenstein will check out, Smith will serve. Serve over, received by Cummings. Kept alive to the middle of the floor as Broadbent pushes it over. Pugmire pushes it right back. Wildcats with the ball as Cummings pushes it to the back row. Taylor with the dig as Wilson keeps it alive. Weston pushes it over with the left hand. Good job by the Rebels to keep the play alive. Broadbent will attack from the left wing. That's deflected into the net as Ellsworth try to keep it alive. She hits it into the side netting. Therefore, it is out of play. 17-13 on the station on main scoreboard as Broadbent will serve. Ball over, received by Smith. Rebels set up the attack. Ellsworth opposite side as she hammers that one right into the block of Cummings that falls in on the Rebels side. 18-13 on the station on main scoreboard. Broadbent will serve again. Serve over, received by Weston. As that goes into the net, it's going to be an ace. 19-13 on the station on main scoreboard as Broadbent will serve again. Ball over, received by Taylor, played back to the Wildcats side. They look to set up the offense as Cummings attacks from the left wing. That finds Taylor in the back row. Rebels set up Weston on the left wing. She attacks too far out of bounds across that back line. 20-13 on the station on main scoreboard. Broadbent serve goes into the net. Rebels pick up the point as Broadbent will check out. Levitt will check in. Ellsworth will serve. She lets it go with the right hand. Ball over. That is off the arms of Levitt to the floor. Rebels pick up the ace. 20-15 on the station on main scoreboard. That's Ava's second of the contest. She'll go back to the back row, serve again. Ball over, received by Bowen. Rebels set up the attack. Wildcats set up attack near side to Clausen. Rebels dig it out as Pugmire tips it over. Diving effort to keep it alive. That's played back, and the Rebels pick up the point as the Wildcats can't get to it for the third hit. Ellsworth will go back to the line to serve. Couple deep breaths, lets it go with that right hand. Ball over the net, received by Bowen. As they go to Cummings on the left-hand side, that's blocked by Pugmire. Wildcats keep it alive. They bump it over to the Rebels. Smith to Wilson. Wilson sets up Pugmire too hard across that back line. 21-16 on the station on main scoreboard. As Lott will check in. Clausen will check out. Bowen to serve. Ball over, received by Smith. They go to Weston, left wing. She attacks off the arms of the back row defender, Burton, and out of bounds as Weston picks up her third kill of the contest as she'll check out. You love to see that from Molly Weston coming to the game, getting some opportunities and capitalizing on them. Serve from Argyle, received back row by Levitt. They set up Cummings on the left wing. She had to adjust as Smith's able to dive to keep it alive. Rebels try to set up Taylor. She punches it over with the left hand. As they set up Cummings left wing, she attacks, finds Argyle's in the back left corner. Rebels go to Taylor left wing, diving out from Bowen, keeps it alive. What a play that was as Cummings taps it over. Smith with the dig. Rebels set up the attack again. Pugmire middle of the floor. She attacks off the arms, kept alive again, kept alive for the moment as the Wildcats play it out of bounds. A diving effort, lunging to the left from Cummings. Bowen lunging back to her right, kept it alive. The Wildcats, unfortunately, couldn't keep it in bounds over on the Rebels sideline. Serve from Argyle, dug out by Bowen. They go to Cummings left wing. She tips it as Ellsworth's able to lunge back to her right to save it. Taylor punches it over. They set up Cummings left wing. She's going to have to tap it over. Good job playing the angle. Rebels save it back to the Wildcats. Cummings sets up again as Pugmire got the deflection. And unfortunately, as she was coming down, couldn't keep her footing to keep the ball alive. 22-18 on the station on main scoreboard as Wyckoff is in for the Wildcats. Serve over, received by Smith. They go to Taylor on the left wing side. That's Peterson with the dig for the Wildcats. Cummings will bump it over from the 10-foot line. Smith with the dig. Rebels set up. Pugmire, she attacks, deflected high in the air, as that's going to be a lift. No, it's not a lift call against the Wildcats. It just happened to be a whistle at the same time as Taylor will attack from the left wing. Popped high in the air by Cummings. They go right back to her. She'll attack from the 10-foot line. Smith digs it out in the middle of the back row. Pugmire attacks middle of the floor. Deflected as that goes into the net. Falls in on the Rebel side. 23-18 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Peterson will serve as we're getting another timeout called by the Rebels as you're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Welcome to the town of Randolph, located in northern Utah. The first group of settlers came from St. Charles, Idaho in March of 1870. We are a town of great extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 degrees in the winter, and we hold the record for the coldest temperature ever recorded in Utah at minus 50 degrees. Randolph is a small, friendly community that strives to preserve our rural heritage and small town feel. Enjoy the feeling each time you visit Randolph. Go Rebels!
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ. Rebels trail by 5 here in set 2. They trail by 1 in sets as Peterson will serve. Ball over, received by Smith. Rebels set up. Taylor on the left wing side. She attacks. It's deflected high in the air. Falls in bounds on the Wildcat side as it was deflected at the front of the net. Falls in. Rebels pick up the point. Wallentine in. Smith out. 23-19 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Pugmire will serve. Serve over as that's going to be an ace for Pugmire off the arms of Cummings out of bounds as that ball goes over the net across the left wing sideline out of bounds as Pugmire will serve after her first ace of the contest. She had 3 in the earlier contest. Tip play there by Lott falls in as she had the entire Rebels defense moving to the middle of the floor, able to tip it to the right wing sideline where there was plenty of space. Broadbent back in for the Wildcats. Serve from Cummings over, received by Taylor. The Rebels set Taylor up on the left wing. She'll just push it over as it's a nice effort there to keep it alive by the Wildcats. Rebels get the ball back. They set up Taylor on the left wing. She attacks off the arms of Bowen as it's into the net, kept alive for the moment by the Wildcats. They're able to bump it over. Rebels go to Wallentine, middle of the floor. She tips it. Cummings with the dig over to the Rebels side. They set up Taylor on the left wing. She attacks. That's off the arms of Bowen, kept alive. Set up Broadbent on the left wing. She tips it high over the net. Wilson with the dig. They set up Taylor left wing as she attacks. That's deflected, kept alive by Peterson. Broadbent will attack again. This time Argyle with a nice dig there. As we'll keep that in mind as the play continues. Rebels bump it over with Ellsworth. Here come the Wildcats looking to set up their attack. Broadbent, she attacks out of bounds. Let's check out that play by Argyle to keep the play alive for the Rebels to earn the point on the Stacy's Repair instant replays. Nice lunging dig to her right. 24-21 as Wilson will serve. Ball over, received by the Wildcats. Set up Broadbent left wing side as that's nice dig there by Smith. Played over by Wallentine off the hands of Wyckoff. Give Janey a kill there. 24-22 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Wilson will serve again. Serve over, received by Cummings. They go to Broadbent left wing side. She attacks, deflected high in the air as the Rebels set up their attack. Taylor on the left wing as she pushes it over right hand. That's Bowen with the dig. Set up Broadbent left wing side. She unloads. Argyle keeps it alive. Unfortunately, the Rebels couldn't get to it as Broadbent picks up another kill. And the Rebels lose this set 25-22. As we head to set number 3, you're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Rich School District has a legendary history of student success in the classroom and in other areas. Over 70% of Rich High students are involved in extracurricular activities. Participation in the classroom, on the field, in the gym, or on the stage helps students reach their potential. Working together with students, the community, and an amazing staff, we have the opportunity to build tomorrow's leaders. Rich School District, focusing on success, one student at a time.
The Hometown Drive-In has been helping families celebrate and create happy memories at beautiful Bear Lake for generations. With amazing burgers, fries, and other Hometown Drive-In favorites, the food is always delicious and everyone in the family will find something they love. Whenever you're at Bear Lake, make sure you stop. Beautiful blue water and Bear Lake raspberry shakes have been making people smile for generations. Put a smile on your face at the Hometown Drive-In, Bear Lake.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plant Tires broadcast booth as you're in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com. Rebels trail 2-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. They've dropped both these sets 25-22. A little bit of a slow, I'd say in the middle of these sets is kind of where the Rebels have faltered a bit, where the Wildcats were able to build a 6-point lead at 16-10. Rebels are able to come all the way back to 25-22. If they can cut that run just a little short, you know, it's a whole entire different set. So let's see what the Rebels can do here in set 3, backs against the wall. As this is their last match here in the Richfield tournament here at the Sevier Valley Center. As this is a great venue to take in some volleyball. If you really enjoy volleyball, this Richfield tournament is an awesome tournament to come to. A lot of really good teams that have played here, including Parowan, who is still undefeated in 2A. They're undefeated overall. They're number 1 in 2A. You got North Sevier as they're taking on Panguitch. They're up 2-0 over on floor number 1. On floor 2, that looks like Payson and South Sevier. And then on the far side, you have Grantsville taking on Pine View, as that's the battle of the 15 and 16 seeds. Rebels down 2-0, looking to come back here. Rebels will serve as it's Argyle. She'll start to serve off. This is typically where Hannah Scott would be, as I think she has a little bit of a bum shoulder. She's shaking her head. She was nodding up and down after Coach Wasden mentioned something to her. And, you know, with not a lot of time left in the season, you'd really hate to see Hannah go down permanently, as Wyckoff gets the dig on the serve. Ball goes over the net, out of bounds on the right wing sideline, and Rebels pick up the point. But you'd really hate to see something minor turn major. You know, at the end of the season, you have the tournament coming up soon, the state tournament, which is the one that matters. Plus basketball coming up. Argyle serve, another ace, Cassie Argyle, as she now has 3 aces in the contest. 5 total for the Rebels, 2-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As Argyle will serve again, that tickles the tape. Dug out by Broadbent, kept alive by the Wildcats, played over as the ball comes in to the Rebels side. A little bit of a bummer there, as it looked like the Rebels had the Wildcats out of sorts. Instead, we'll do it again. Argyle with another attempt. Serve over by Argyle, received by Broadbent. So they set up middle of the floor. That's not going to get over the net, as a little miscommunication there. As Lott went to the outside, the pass went back to the middle for her. She reaches back, tries to play it over, unable to do so. 3-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Serve over by Argyle. Too far over as it goes across that back line. 3-1 on the Station on Main scoreboard, as Peterson will serve. Serve over, received by Smith. Wilson bumps it over. Broadbent digs it out. As they go middle of the floor, that's blocked back into the face of Lott. Pushed over by Broadbent. Rebels get the ball back. Taylor on the left wing. She punches at it. That's deflected high in the air as Wyckoff attacks. That's too far across that right sideline, out of bounds. 4-1 on the Station on Main scoreboard, as the Rebels lead by 3. Wallentine in, Smith out. Pugmire to serve. Ball over, received by Cummings. Set up Wyckoff on the left wing. That is too far out of bounds across that back line. 5-1 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rebels on top with Pugmire to serve. She lets it go with the left hand. Diving effort by Broadbent keeps it alive. Ball back to the Rebels side as Ellsworth will attack middle of the floor, and that's going to fall in. Ava Ellsworth with the kill. Give her 3 in the contest. She's a little surprised on that one, but the Rebels will take it 6-1 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Pugmire serves again. This time it is too far out of bounds across the right sideline. 6-2 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Smith in, Pugmire out. Cummings to serve. Received by Taylor. Rebel set up. Taylor left wing. Tacks the right hand. That's blocked back to the Rebel side. Kept alive by Argyle. Wallentine will attempt the middle of the floor. Broadbent backed up as she was able to tip that. Attack from Lott. Received by Argyle. Rebels go to Taylor. That's blocked out of bounds. Give her number 8 in the kill column here in set number 3. As it'll send Wilson to the line to serve. Serve over, received by Bowen. They set a Broadbent left wing. She attacks, that's out of bounds across that left wing sideline. A little bit of the matrix there from Argyle. She had to limbo her way out of the way of that one. Ball kind of careens over to the other court as Wilson waits for the ball to get back. She'll serve next. As that serve goes into the net, 8-3 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rebels on top. Lott will serve, ball over. Rebels receive with Taylor. As Wilson plays it to the 10-foot line for Taylor to attack. That's deflected high in the air. Kept alive by the Wildcats as Broadbent pushes it over. Received by Smith. Wallentine will attack. That's blocked in on the Wildcat side as that's another kill for Janie, her 3rd of the contest. As it's really been spread out here in match number 3. 3 from Ava Ellsworth, 3 from Wallentine, 8 from Taylor, 1 from Pugmire, and 3 from Molly Weston, who just checked back into the game. Attack from Broadbent finds Taylor. They go to Ellsworth on the opposite side. She's just going to bump it over. Wyckoff. She gets the dig. Middle of the floor for, I believe that is Clausen. No avails. They set up Broadbent in the left wing. She's blocked by Ellsworth. That's kept over on the Wildcats side. That was 4 hits. How was that not 4 hits? Hit the ball 4 times. Apparently not. As Wyckoff will serve 9-4. If there's justice in the world, that service into the net is justice. As Smith will serve. Jump serve, ball over. Received by Broadbent in the back row as Weston buries that one. Was set up on a golden platter for her, and she takes full advantage down that left wing sideline. 10-5 on the Station, or excuse me, 11-5 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Make that 11-4. Smith serves as the Rebels bench starts the she's a freshman chant. She's a freshman with 4 kills. Attempt there from Cummings. Rebels dig it out with Wilson. They set up Taylor in the back row. She attacks. That's just a little bit too far across that back line. 11-5 on the Station on Main scoreboard. This sends Broadbent to the line to serve. This is an adjustment that's been made by South Summit from the first set, or excuse me, the last set to this set. They've kept her on the floor the entire time as Ellsworth attacks from the opposite side. Cummings with the dig. As she'll bump it over as well. Taylor with the lunging effort to keep it alive. They set up Weston, left wing. She attacks. That finds the back row as that was Broadbent with the dig. Played over by Cummings. Rebels will set it up as Ellsworth with a dump set. Broadbent read that one as an errant pass goes into the net on the right wing sideline. Excuse me, into the divider net as it's 12-5 on the Station on Main scoreboard with Ellsworth to serve. Couple dribbles with the left hand, ball in the air, and that's too far across that back sideline. 12-6 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As we get a substitution, that's Clausen in for the Wildcats. Serve over, received by Taylor as Pugmire tips it, kept alive for the moment as Wyckoff's able to push it over. Excuse me, make that Lott. Rebels set up Weston on the left wing side. She finds the back row player, Levitt. An attack from Cummings is received by Taylor. They go right back to Weston on the left wing as she attacks too far out of bounds across that back line, 12-7. And Maria Bowen will serve. Ball over. Received by Weston. Play back to the middle where Casey Wilson bumps it over. Wildcats look to set up the attack. They do, as it's Cummings. Her attack off the front line, out of bounds on the Wildcats side. 12-8 on the station on main scoreboard as Bowen will serve. Her serve received by Weston. Rebels go to Pugmire, middle of the floor. She tips it over as two players run into each other. That's Bowen and Levitt for the Wildcats. That falls in. That will be a kill for Pugmire. Her second. Argyle will serve, 13-8 on the station on main scoreboard. Serve over, received by Bowen. They set up Cummings on the left wing. She attacks with the right hand as a diving effort from Argyle to keep it alive. Goes over the net, out of bounds on the right wing side. 13-9 on the station on main scoreboard. As you get a substitution, in comes Wyckoff, out goes Burton. Peterson to serve. Ball over. Received by Smith. They set up Taylor on the left wing. She attacks. That finds the arms of Cummings. They go right back to her on the left wing. She has to tap it over as Ellsworth with the dig. Rebels set up Taylor left wing, and that's going to be tipped over the top of the front row down to the floor. 14-9 on the station on main scoreboard. Give Violet 10 kills in the contest as we are in set number 3. Rebels lead 14-9. Pugmire serves. Received by Cummings. They go to Lott, middle of the floor. Deflected high in the air as Taylor keeps it alive with a diving effort. They go Cummings, middle of the floor. Received by Argyle. Rebels set up with Taylor. She attacks. That's blocked. Kept alive by Ellsworth. As the Rebels play it back to the middle of the floor, Wilson taps it over. Wildcats look to set up the offense. They do. Middle of the floor. Lott. That's blocked by Wilson. Lott again attacks. This time it's dug out by Pugmire. Rebels go to Taylor left wing as she tips it over in front of the diving back row player. 3 hits as that ball will fall in under the net as the Rebels pick up the point. 15-9 on the station on main scoreboard. Pugmire will serve again. Steps into it, lets it go with the left hand. Bowen digs it out. They set up Wyckoff on the outside. Received by Argyle as Wallentine pushes it over. They set up the offense again. Dump set, read by Taylor. Ellsworth plays it back to the middle as an attack from Argyle from the 10-foot line. Red in the back row. As tipped down to the floor by Wilson. They're going to call her into the net, though. It's a good attempt, though, from Casey. It's what you want to see. As Cummings will serve, and that attack from Casey, the ball is sitting right there. If she can tip it down, not touch the net, she does pick up the kill. That serve dug out by Ellsworth as Taylor tries to play it back to the middle of the floor. Unable to do so, trying to avoid a collision with the bench. 15-11 on the station on main scoreboard as the Wildcats, Cummings will serve again. Serve over, received by Argyle. Rebels set up Taylor left wing. She attacks that just out of bounds. As Bray Pugmire had already hopped up off the chair to celebrate. That was very close. Flag judge says it was just a bit long as Cummings will serve. Ball over, received by Argyle. That's actually going to be an ace for Cummings. 15-13 on the station on main scoreboard. Rebels got to find it here as they're in a little bit of a slow part of the set. As Cummings will serve again. Received by Taylor. As Taylor will bump it over. Wildcats on the attack. As they set up middle of the floor. That's blocked back down by Taylor. Give her 1 block in the contest to go along with her 10 kills. She put that left hand up and swatted that one down. 16-13 on the station on main scoreboard as Wilson serves. Ball over. Received by Bowen. Broadbent will attack it from the 10-foot line as Argyle sticks a hand up to keep it in the air. Played over by Ellsworth. Wildcats set up the attack. Broadbent on the left wing side that hit the outside arm of Casey Wilson as she tried to keep that alive. 16-14 on the station on main scoreboard as Bowen checks out. Serve over. for Lott, received by the Rebels. They go to Taylor, left wing. She attacks down the sideline as she buries that one. Let's check that out on the Stacy's Repair instant replay. Kill number 11 coming up for Violet Taylor. She reads it well, picks the sideline, goes there, earns herself another kill, earns her team the point as it's 17-14 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Taylor will serve. Ball over, received by Broadbent, tipped back to the floor by Weston. Won't quite be a kill as the second Wildcat got their arm to it, but great play there by Molly Weston as she was able just to tap that ball back. Rebels pick up the point. They'll serve again with Taylor. Ball over, received in the back row by Cummings. They set up Broadbent, left wing. She attacks. That is off the arms of Smith, out of bounds. 18-15 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rebels still up by 3. Wyckoff's going to serve. I'm pretty sure she served last time. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. Serve over, received by Taylor. They go to Weston. She attacks that back row, kept alive by Bowen. Broadbent attacks back line, out of bounds on the back line near side. 19-15 on the Station on Main scoreboard. As Wyckoff out. Burton back in. Smith will serve. She approaches, attacks. That ball's going to go out of bounds across the back line. 19-16 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Levitt will serve for the Wildcats. Ball over, received by Smith. Rebels set up Ellsworth on the opposite side from the 10-foot line. She taps it over. Bowen with the sliding dig. They set up Cummings left wing. That's blocked by the Rebels as it's pushed back over by Weston. Good defense there from the Braves to keep it alive. Weston digs it out front row. They go right back to her on the left wing. She attacks. That's to the floor. Molly Weston with her 5th kill to match the number on her back. 20-16 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Talk about making an impact as a freshman. She stepped in and served wonderfully in the absence of Hannah Scott as Ellsworth's serve is kept in the air by the Wildcats as Cummings will play it over. Smith digs it out. Rebels look to set up the attack. They go Weston left wing. She falls into that one. Kept alive by Burton. Bumped over by Cummings. Rebels on the attack now. They set up Pugmire, middle of the floor, left-handed tip. Kept alive for the moment. Played under the net by the Wildcats, 21-16. As that attack from Pugmire unreturnable as Ava Ellsworth will serve. But not before we get a timeout as you're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Buying or selling real estate can be fun, especially when you have a realtor that's working hard on your behalf. Gary McKee and the team at Bear Lake Realty have unparalleled industry knowledge, experience, and local expertise. The team at Bear Lake Realty will work to get you the best price. Whatever you're looking for, buying or selling, residential, commercial, year-round living, half shares, quarter shares, or income property, hire the best real estate company, Bear Lake Realty. Log on today, bearlakerealty.com.
Welcome back to Les Schwab Plains Tigers broadcast booth as it is time for the Gare Bear Fan Cam brought to you by broker Gary McKee and Bear Lake Realty. Call 435-946-8888 or visit bearlakerealty.com. Whenever you need a realtor in Bear Lake, call the best Gary McKee and Bear Lake Realty as the Rebels will serve. They have the ball. Obviously, they have the ball if they're going to serve. As it's Ellsworth, lets it go. Received by Cummings. They go right back to her on the left wing. She taps it at Ava. She's able to dig that out. They go right back to Pugmire, middle of the floor. She pushes it to the back corner. Levitt retreats, makes the dig. As we got a whistle blown, I think they're going to call a double hit against Pugmire. As she shrugs her shoulders, as I think she knew. And when she touched it, or when she pushed it, she did double hit it. Bowen will serve, 21-17. Rebels on top here in set number 3. Weston with the dig. They go right to Pugmire, middle of the floor. This time she pushes it over legally. Bowen digs it out. They set up Cummings on the near side. Weston with the dig on the left side front row as Pugmire tips it with the right hand. Good read there by Peterson. Attack from Cummings. Finds Taylor in the middle of the back row. Set up Weston left wing. She attacks. Bowen with the dig. They set up Cummings left wing. That's deflected. Good read there by Ava to keep it alive. Rebels set up Weston. She'll attack. That's blocked. Kept alive for the moment as Smith trying to retreat to keep it alive. Unable to do so. 21-18 on the Station on Main scoreboard. as Bowen will serve. Ball over, received by Weston. Rebels go right back to Weston on the left wing. That's blocked as Wilson pushes it over. That's going to fall in as Casey Wilson has 2 kills to her name in the contest. Good read there, 22-18 on the station on Main scoreboard as Weston checks out. Argyle checks in. Argyle serve over the net, received by Levitt. They go to Cummings on the left wing side. She's falling away. We're going to get a lift called against the Wildcats. 23-18 on the station on Main scoreboard as Argyle will serve. Serve over, received by Levitt. Gets out of the way as Cummings will attack. Nice dig there by Pugmire. They go to Taylor on the left wing side. She attacks down the sideline, and we'll check that out on the Stacey's Repair instant replay as Violet Taylor puts the Rebels 1 point away from extending this one as she attacks between the back left and back middle defenders. 24-18 on the station on Main scoreboard. Rebels to serve as it's Argyle. That one goes under the net. The Rebels are going to win this set. They'll do it on the return as Wyckoff checks in. Burton checks out. Peterson to serve. Serve over, received by Smith. Rebels go Taylor left wing. She attacks. That's kept alive by Bowen, middle of the back row. Cummings will attack from the left wing. That's blocked. Back to the Wildcat side, and it falls in on the Wildcat side. Rebels live to fight another set. They win this one 25-9 on the station on Main scoreboard. As when we come back, we'll have set number 4 for you. You're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
We're off to the rodeo. My Local Rodeo is proud to bring you live streaming coverage of high school rodeo from Utah and Wyoming, as well as the Intermountain Icebreaker of the National High School Rodeo Association's Western Legacy Series in 2023 and 2024. If you're interested in becoming a broadcast sponsor and advertising your business to the most loyal group of viewers in the country, you won't find a better opportunity. Call us today to claim your spot, 307-789-8116. That's 307-789-8116. We're off to the rodeo.
When pizza is calling your name, order a Summit Pizza. With homemade dough and all fresh ingredients, every pizza is a culinary masterpiece. Owners Thad and Melissa Willis are Rich High School alumni. They continue the Rebel tradition of excellence and service. Feed your taste buds, feel the happiness with a fresh homemade pizza from Summit Pizza. Don't forget the Doodles, a Summit Pizza original creation. Summit Pizza, 70 West Logan Road, Garden City.
You hear that? That's the sound your new water makes just before it gets to your bottle. You see, at Little Spring Water, they don't add a thing. It's the purest, cleanest, and healthiest water you could possibly drink. It's nature in a bottle. Little Spring Water is a family-owned and operated bottled water company right here in Utah. Nestled in a beautiful canyon in Bear Lake, this spring has been in the family for 5 generations, and now it can be in yours as well. It's high-quality premium drinking water packaged in a durable, recyclable bottle that won't spill or crack on you and can be refilled multiple times. No chemicals, no additives, just pure, clean, healthy water. And because Little Spring Water is local, you can get it at a fraction of the cost. Look for Little Spring Water at a grocery store near you. If you don't see it, ask your grocer for it by name. Little Spring Water. It's nature in a bottle.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com as the Rebels trail 2-1 in sets, but they won the third set as they've earned themselves the right to play another set against this Wildcats team. Let's see what they can do here in set number 4 as Peterson will serve. 6 on the floor for the Rebels. Taylor, Wilson, Smith, Pugmire, Ellsworth, and Argyle as Taylor receives the first serve. Wilson with a dump set. She taps it at the net, punches it high in the air, back to the Wildcat side. As they're unable to, actually they do return it, but right to the left hand of Haiti Pugmire, who buries it. 3 kills for Haiti, or excuse me. Yep, that is 3 kills for Haiti. And she'll go to the line to serve. Bowen with the reception. Set up middle of the floor to Lott. That's blocked by the Rebels front line. I believe Janie Wallenstein got her hands on that one. 2-0 Rebels on the station on main scoreboard as Pugmire will serve. Serve over. Received by Bowen. Lott will attack middle of the floor. She tips it, and it looked like Pugmire was loading up to kick that ball. Falls in front of her. I think human instinct is just to put any part of your body in front of the ball that you can to keep it alive. Rebels concede the point there as Cummings serves. Rebels go to Taylor, left wing. She attacks. That's deflected off the front line and catches Peterson up high. She appears no worse for wear. 3-1 on the station on main scoreboard. Kill 12 for Violet Taylor as Wilson will serve. Lets it go with the right hand. Ball over. Received in the back row for the moment. Kept alive by the Wildcats. They're going to have to bump it over. Rebels look to set up the attack as they go to the left wing for Taylor. She taps it with the right hand. Kept alive in the back row by Levitt. Cummings will attack from the back left corner. Read well by Smith. Rebels go to Taylor, left wing. Punches it with the left hand. Bowen chases it down in the back left corner. They set up Broadbent as she attacks. That's off of Smith's hands, out of bounds. 3-2 on the station on main scoreboard as the Wildcats will send Lott to the line to serve. Serve over. It hits the top of the net, falls in for an ace. Tough break there for the Rebels as Lott will serve. I'm sure she'll also tell you that's how it was drawn up. Ball over, received by Argyle. Rebels go Taylor, left wing. She attacks, middle of the floor, diving effort to keep it alive in the back row. Broadbent will attack as that goes into the net. They're actually going to call it a lift against the Wildcats. Rebels pick up the point as Taylor will serve. Weston in, Argyle out. Taylor lets the right-handed serve go. Received in the back row by Cummings. Punched over by the Wildcats and number 7, Peterson. Rebels go to Weston, who will bump it over. Good read there by Bowen. Middle of the floor attack from Lott. That's going to go too far out of bounds across that sideline. 5-3 on the station on main scoreboard as Taylor will serve. Ball played over. Received by Cummings as they go to the opposite side for Wyckoff. Wilson with the read. Dump set attempt from Ellsworth. Read well by Cummings. Broadbent will attack left wing. Kept alive by Taylor. Kept alive by Ellsworth. Wilson pushes it over. Rebels live to fight another play as Broadbent will attack. This time, Taylor's able to run underneath it, keep it alive. They set up Weston, left wing. She attacks. That falls in. Molly Weston with her 6th kill. That time, I think they were expecting the fastball. Got the changeup. They were out in front of it as Taylor will serve. Lets it go. Ball over. Diving effort to keep it alive to no avail as that goes over the net, out of bounds on the right wing side. 7-3 Rebels on the station on main scoreboard. That's an ace for Violet Taylor as that's 7 for the Rebels so far. Diving effort again to keep it alive as Lott will attack middle of the floor. That goes into the net. 8-3 on the station on main scoreboard as Taylor will serve again. Serve over. Received by Peterson. As Broadbent will attack. That goes into the net. 9-3 on the station on main scoreboard as Taylor will serve again. Serve over. Received by Broadbent. They're going right back to her on the left wing. She's going to have to tip it over. Weston with a good lunging dig to keep it alive. Blocked at the net by Wallenstein. It's going to fall in. Janie Wallenstein coming from out of nowhere. Blocked what looked like a surefire kill for the Wildcats. She keeps it on the Wildcat side. They're unable to return it. Rebels earn the point as Taylor serves again. Broadbent looking to attack as she finds the hardwood in the back left corner. 10-4 on the station on main scoreboard as the Rebels up by 6. Wyckoff will serve. And she'll approach. Ball over, received by Smith. Rebels go opposite side to Ellsworth. She attacks that, finds the hardwood on that back line. Ava now has 4 kills. And sometimes, unfortunately, injuries happen, and hopefully Scott isn't really injured too badly, but it allows for other players to have to step up. And, man, we are seeing more and more Rebels attack the ball with some might today as Ellsworth now has 4 kills. Smith with the serve. Ball over, received by Cummings. As a lot attacks, Wilson with the dig. That ball's going to go over to the side of the Wildcats as Clausen has it set up for her on a golden platter. She buries it on the 10-foot line on the right wing sideline as Broadbent will serve. Get a little bit of a timeout as the officials' water fell down. Ava Ellsworth runs over to keep it alive, trying to earn a point. Just kidding. As the Rebels set up, Ellsworth on the opposite side attacks. Why not? Pugmire pushes it over. That's going to fall. It falls to the arms of the Wildcats as Weston will attack on the left wing. Good read there from Bowen. Middle of the floor attack from Broadbent in the back row. Finds Taylor, middle back row. Weston from the left wing attacks. Bowen with the dig. Wildcats look to set up Cummings as she's falling away. Can't quite get the ball over the net. That pass was kind of leading her into the official stand as she was able to try. She got her hand to it. Unfortunately, it rides the net and falls in on the Wildcats side for Cummings. Ellsworth will serve, ball over, as that's off the arms of the front row player Burton and out of bounds. 13-12 on the Station on Main scoreboard. That's 3 aces in the contest for Ava. You match that with her 4 kills. That matches the number on the back of her jersey. She'll go back to the line to serve. 13-5 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Serve over. Received in the back row by Bowen. They set up Cummings on the left wing. She attacks. That is too far out of bounds as the Rebels pick up the point. 14-5 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Ellsworth will serve again. Ball over. Received by Bowen. Played to the middle of the floor a lot. She has to bump it over. Rebels look to set up the attack as they do. Middle of the floor. Pugmire attacks with the left hand. Bowen diving effort to keep it alive. Another diving effort as the Wildcats are able to push it over. Cummings with a second effort as Smith will attack from the back row. Played over. Nice dig by Levitt. They go Cummings left wing side as she pushes it. Lunging effort to keep it alive by Taylor. Rebels set up the attack. Weston. Bowen with a nice dig in the back left corner as Cummings will attack. That's deflected high in the air. A couple of Rebels get to it as Wilson will play it to Weston. She pushes it to the back corner as Bowen, she's there for the dig. They set up middle of the floor. That goes into the net. Rebels win a hard-fought rally there as I think that was Clausen who couldn't get it over. 15-5 on the Station on Main scoreboard, and we're going to get a timeout called by South Summit as you're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
The Hometown Drive-In has been helping families celebrate and create happy memories at beautiful Bear Lake for generations. With amazing burgers, fries, and other Hometown Drive-In favorites, the food is always delicious, and everyone in the family will find something they love. Whenever you're at Bear Lake, make sure you stop. Beautiful blue water and Bear Lake raspberry shakes have been making people smile for generations. Put a smile on your face at the Hometown Drive-In, Bear Lake.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ. Thank you for joining us. This has been a heck of a day. Rebels are 1-1 on the day, looking to fight back as they trail 2-1. Rebels will serve. It'll be Ellsworth. But if the Rebels are able to fight back to get a set, they will force a set number 5 as we're in set 4. Ellsworth serve over, received by the Wildcats. They set up Cummings on the left wing side. She tips it. Ellsworth with a nice read. They go to Weston, left wing. That's attacked. Popped high in the air by Bowen. Wildcats out of system, so the Rebels will get the ball back with an opportunity to attack as Pugmire, she attacks, diving effort, keeps it alive as it's pushed over. We're going to get an into the net call against the Wildcats. 16-5 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Ellsworth will serve. She lets it go, ball over, received by Cummings, actually off her arms, out of bounds. Ava Ellsworth, her 4th ace of the contest to match her 4 kills as well. As Ava's had quite the tournament. She was player of the game in our first game as she was diving everywhere. This serve received by the Wildcats. They try to set up Peterson. She finds Ellsworth, her number 7 counterpart. Pugmire will attack middle of the floor, kept alive by Peterson as Cummings will push it to Weston. Rebels set up the attack. Pugmire, middle of the floor. She attacks. That's a nice dig in the back row by, I believe that was Burton. Cummings attack finds Smith. Rebels set up Weston on the left wing. Unfortunately, she hits it into the net. But for the freshman, you want to see her keep swinging, as mistakes are going to happen as a young player thrown into a situation of this magnitude. As Bowen serve finds that young player in Weston. Rebels set up Pugmire. She's going to attack Bowen in the back row. As Cummings will attack, that's deflected high in the air. Pugmire tips it back over. Cummings pushes it to the Rebels side. They set up Weston on the left wing. She attacks, that finds the back right corner, and that's why you keep swinging. As Weston with her 7th kill of the contest. She'll get a well-deserved break as Argyle will come in to serve. Checks in for Weston. Serve over, received by Argyle. Dug out in the back row by Levitt. Middle of the floor to Lott. Tips it over. That's going to fall in. Heck of an effort, though, from Ellsworth. We talked about her diving around in game 1. She came flying from out of nowhere to make that a much closer play than I thought it was going to be. Ava nearly lost some chiclets in the first game as she dove into the bleachers as Smith receives the serve. They go to Taylor. She punches it over. Peterson with the dig. They set up Cummings left wing. She pushes it high into the air off the deflection of Pugmire. Taylor attacks left wing. That's going to fall out of bounds as it goes across that back sideline. 18-8 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Peterson will serve again. Serve over, received by Smith. Played back to the middle of the floor where Wilson will just bump it over. Rebels live to fight another play. On the attack, the Wildcats, they go to Lott. She tips it to the left-hand side of the floor. No Rebel was there. That's a crafty kill there from Tylee Lott. As Peterson will serve, 18-9 on the Station on Main scoreboard. For the Rebels, you want to try to finish this one off as quickly as possible. Don't allow any momentum as they go Taylor on the left wing. She finds the hardwood. As indeed, that is a kill for Violet Taylor. 19-9 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Pugmire will serve. Ball in the air, tickles the tape and falls in for an ace. Haiti Pugmire has an ace as that's her 2nd of the contest. Pugmire will serve again. Ball over the net. That's going to go too far across that right wing sideline. Hook that one a bit. As she'll check out, Smith will check in. Broadbent will check back in for the Wildcats. And she's been off the floor for a bit. They went back to that rotation that they used in the first 2 sets. That serve off the arms of Argyle, out of bounds, will be an ace for Cummings. She'll serve again, ball over, received by Argyle. Played to the middle of the floor. Wallenstein will attack from the 10-foot line. Bowen with the dig. Set up Broadbent on the left wing side, falling away, finds Argyle. Rebels set up their attack. Taylor, left wing, right hand, no avail. That's set up on a golden platter for Violet Taylor, who reaches over. Ooh, they're going to call into the net. Or no, they're going to call that she went over the net. I don't know about that one. It's hard to see from up here. But Rebels still up 20-12. Cannot let that affect you. Argyle receives the serve. They go right back to Taylor. She fires that one. That's blocked back to the Rebel side. Wallenstein kept it alive. Smith tries to play it 20-13 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Smith plays it into the net. Cummings will serve. Ball over, received by Taylor. Rebels go right back to Taylor, left wing. She attacks. That's kept alive by Broadbent. They go right back to her on the left wing. Argyle with the dig. Rebels set up Wallenstein, middle of the floor. She tips it. Kept alive by Lott. Broadbent will attack left wing as she buries that one down the left wing sideline. 20-14 on the Station on Main scoreboard. A little bit of a run here for the Wildcats. It was 20-10. Cummings will serve. Ball over. Received by Argyle. As Wilson trying to keep it alive. That's an ace. 20-15 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Wildcats looking to mount a comeback, build some momentum. As that serve received by Ellsworth. Played to the middle of the floor where Taylor bumps it over. Wildcats go to Clausen, dug out by Smith. Taylor fell down but was able to punch it over, kept alive by Bowen. Broadbent will attack from the 10-foot line. Smith with the dig. The Rebels set up the attack. Wallenstein, middle of the floor, looks to tip, finds Cummings in the back row. Broadbent will attack, and this time it is inbounds on that left wing sideline. 20-16 on the Station on Main scoreboard, and that's going to get a timeout called by the Rebels. As you're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Welcome to the town of Randolph, located in northern Utah. The first group of settlers came from St. Charles, Idaho in March of 1870. We are a town of great extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 degrees in the winter, and we hold the record for the coldest temperature ever recorded in Utah at minus 50 degrees. Randolph is a small, friendly community that strives to preserve our rural heritage and small town feel. Enjoy the feeling each time you visit Randolph. Go Rebels.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com. 20-16 here in set number 4. Rebels on top, looking to push the game to a set number 5 as Cummings is at the line. 6-0 run for the Wildcats before the timeout. Serve over, received by Ellsworth. Smith plays it to the middle of the floor where Taylor's going to have to bump it over. Bowen, back row dig. They set up Broadbent left wing. She attacks, tips it, kept alive, pushed over by Smith. They go right back to Broadbent on the left wing. She attacks down the right wing sideline, and that is in as it's 20-17 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Cummings to serve again. Ball over, received by Ellsworth. They go to Taylor on the left wing. She tips it. That is going to fall in for a kill as Peterson looked like she had it in her sights. Just whiffed on it. That is kill number 14 for Violet Taylor. Serve over from Wilson, received by the Wildcats. Broadbent will attack from the left wing. So that finds Argyle. Wilson goes to Wallenstein as she tips it over. We're going to get it into the net call against the Rebels, as it's 21-18 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Wildcats will serve. Received by Taylor. They go right back to her on the left wing. She attacks. It's deflected, kept alive by Wilson into the net. Played over by the Rebels. Great job to keep it alive. Wildcats go to Broadbent. That is going to fall in. 21-19 on the Station on Main scoreboard, as the Wildcats have battled their way all the way back with Lott to serve. Ball over, received by Argyle. Rebels go Taylor left wing as she pushes it down the sideline, finds the hardwood. 22-19 on the Station on Main scoreboard, as Weston will check in for Argyle. Taylor will serve. Serve over from Taylor. Received back row by Cummings. Rebels get the ball right back. They go Weston, left wing attack. Bowen with the dig. They go to Broadbent, left wing. As she caught the ball. Don't know what happened there. Called something against the Rebels. Couldn't tell you what it was, as Wyckoff serves. Received by the Rebels, go Weston left wing. She attacks, deflected, kept alive, punched over. Rebels will set up the attack again as they go to Ellsworth, opposite side. Her attack finds the back row for Bowen, as Broadbent will push it over. That's blocked by Ellsworth, kept alive. As they're going to call a lift against the Rebels. 22-21 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Wyckoff will serve. The last attempt almost looked like a throw. As Wyckoff served, received by Weston, going towards the net, into the net, and we are tied at 22 on the Station on Main scoreboard, as we're going to get a timeout called by the Rebels. As you're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Welcome to the town of Randolph, located in northern Utah. The first group of settlers came from St. Charles, Idaho in March of 1870. We are a town of great extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 degrees in the winter, and we hold the record for the coldest temperature ever recorded in Utah at minus 50 degrees. Randolph is a small, friendly community that strives to preserve our rural heritage and small town feel. Enjoy the feeling each time you visit Randolph. Go Rebels!
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth. We are tied at 22 here in set number 4. Rebels have to get it done or they will be heading home. 22-22 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Wyckoff to serve. Ball over, received by Smith. Rebels go to Weston on the left wing. She attacks. Dug out by Wyckoff. They go to Broadbent, left wing attack. That's going to fall in. And if you can believe it, the Wildcats have a lead. They trailed by 10 here in the set, 23-22. As Wyckoff will serve again. Serve over, received by Weston. Rebels set up the attack to Weston, and she attacks left wing. That finds Cummings. An attack from Broadband, tipped over, diving effort kept alive by Wilson. As the floor judge says that was on the ground. Casey Wilson can't believe it, and we are 1 point away from from the Wildcats coming all the way back and winning set number 4. Serve over, received by Smith. Rebels set up Weston, left wing. She attacks. That's off the arms of Bowen. And that's into the net, will fall to the floor. Rebels stay alive, 24-23. As Pugmire comes in, Wallenstein checks out, Smith will serve. Jump serve from Smith, played over, and it's an ace for Paige Smith as we are tied at 24. Big time for the sophomore right there to pick up her first ace of the contest. And the 11th for the Rebels. As Smith will serve again. Ball over, received by Bowen. They go opposite side there for number 8, Broadbent. Kept alive off of the cooling duct. They're going to call that a point as it stayed on the Rebels side though. They're going to give the point to the Wildcats. I thought if it stayed on the Rebels side, I don't know the rules. Broadbent will serve. Received by Taylor. They go to Ellsworth, opposite side. She pushes it over. That is tipped, kept alive. Bumped over by the Wildcats. Rebels set up the attack. Ellsworth with a dump set. Broadbent with a dig. Couple of Wildcats run into each other, and the Rebels are going to get that point right back. 25-25 as two players hit the ball at the same time. Ellsworth will serve. Now in set number 4 here, it's just a race to whoever scores 2 points in a row. Or it's a race to be ahead by 2. Received by Bowen. Cummings will attack. That's deflected high in the air. Weston with the dig. Rebels go middle of the floor. Pugmire, she pushes it over. That falls in. Haiti Pugmire with a crafty little kill right there. As she picks up kill number 4. Ellsworth with set point in her hand. Rebels on top by 1. Ball over. Received by Cummings. They go right back to her on the left wing. She attacks. That's off of Smith's arms, high into the air. Rebels set up. Pugmire again. She taps it over. Nice read there by Levitt. Kept alive. As Clausen's going to have to just push it over. Rebels will set up their attack. Weston, left wing. Freshman, why not? Got a little bit too much of that one. 26-26 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Bowen will serve. Her serve over the net, received by Weston. They set up Pugmire middle of the floor. She attacks. Good read there by Clausen to keep it alive as Cummings will attack. Tipped high into the air by Pugmire. Weston's there to keep it alive. Dump set by Wilson. They set up Cummings, left wing attack. That's too far out of bounds across that back line. 27-26, Rebels on top on the Station on Main scoreboard. Argyle will check in. Weston will check out as Argyle's going to serve. 27-26 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Serve over. Received in the back row by Levitt. Set up middle of the floor for Lott. That's deflected high in the air. Wilson bumps it back over as Taylor punches it to the back row, pushed high in the air as it's bumped over by Cummings. Rebels set up the attack. Wilson's going to double hit that, and we're tied at 27. Peterson will serve as we're going to get a substitution for the Wildcats as Wyckoff checks in. Peterson to serve. Received by Pugmire, kept alive. Pugmire stands back up, slaps it over. What a play by the Rebels to keep it alive as Lott attacks. Ellsworth with the dig. Rebels go Taylor left wing. She attacks. That is too far out of bounds across the back line. 28-27 on the Station on Main scoreboard. What a set this has been as Peterson will serve. Serve over. Received by Smith. They go to Taylor on the left wing. She pushes it over. Wildcats set up the attack to Cummins on the left wing. She pushes it. Good read by Smith to keep it alive. Rebels go middle of the floor as Argyle attacks. Kept alive, back row by Levitt. They go middle of the floor. Lott tips it. Argyle with the dig. Rebels set up their attack. Taylor on the left wing with the right hand. Kept alive for the moment by the Wildcats. Cummings will push it over. Argyle digs it out. Rebels can set up again. They go middle of the floor. Pugmire, she tips it. Diving effort. It's going to go and fall in out of bounds as we're now tied at 28. Pugmire with her 5th kill of the contest as she will serve. Pugmire lets it go with the left hand. Received there by Cummings as Lott will push it over. Dug out by Pugmire as Wallentine will attack. That's going to fall in. Jeannie Wallentine with the kill. That's number 4 for her. Rebels go on top 29-28 as we're going to see a big 30-burger on the scoreboard here in this set. Pugmire with the serve, dug out by Bowen as Wyckoff tips it out of bounds. We're going to set number 5. Rebels hang on and win this one. What a grind that was, but the Rebels going to set 5 as you're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com as well as listening in on 98.3 KADQ.
Rich School District has a legendary history of student success in the classroom and in other areas. Over 70% of Rich High students are involved in extracurricular activities. Participation in the classroom, on the field, in the gym, or on the stage helps students reach their potential. Working together with students, the community, and an amazing staff, we have the opportunity to build tomorrow's leaders. Rich School District, focusing on success, one student at a time.
The Hometown Drive-In has been helping families celebrate and create happy memories at beautiful Bear Lake for generations. With amazing burgers, fries, and other Hometown Drive-In favorites, the food is always delicious and everyone in the family will find something they love. Whenever you're at Bear Lake, make sure you stop. Beautiful blue water and Bear Lake raspberry shakes have been making people smile for generations. Put a smile on your face at the Hometown Drive-In, Bear Lake.
Saved the best matchup for last here at the Sevier Valley Center. Rebels push it to a set 5 after being down 0-2. As we go to set 5, they win that last set 30-28. What a volleyball score that is. Man, back and forth, back and forth. Rebels had some adversity in that set too. They were up 10, if you remember, at the 20-10 mark. South Summit able to come back. And there was the the dig for the Rebels that went up into the vent that they called out of bounds. Typically, if it does that, it will not be called out of bounds, at least from what I've seen. Rebels able to shake it off, though. Good stick-to-itiveness from the Rebels as they've been able to shake off all the adversity. And you have to remember that they're doing this without Hannah Scott for the majority of the time, as she's dealing with a little bit of a shoulder issue. I don't know how. I'm not going to speculate how bad it is, but hopefully she'll be all right. And this is just a precaution. But, Molly Weston has played a lot in her stead. Molly has 7 kills and has played terrific for the Red Devils. As Argyle gets us underway, that's too far out of bounds across that back line. Service error to start. As Peterson will serve. Ball over received by Smith. Wilson tips it, kept alive by Broadbent. They go to Cummings on the left-hand side. Ellsworth with the dig. Wilson with a diving effort keeps it alive as Argyle can't quite get the ball to the net as she was running away. 2-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Peterson will serve again. Serve receive by Smith. Rebels set up the attack. Taylor on the left wing as she plants that one into the arms of Bowen, kept alive. Wildcats push it over. Rebels on the attack. Taylor from the left wing. She finds Broadbent back row. They go to Cummings on the left wing side. That is too far out of bounds across that sideline. Ooh, they call into the net against the Rebels. Tough break there. 3-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Peterson serves. Smith with the dig. Taylor attacks from the left wing. That goes into the net and is kind of falling apart here in set number 5. As the Rebels hit it for the 4th time. They trail 4-0 here on the Station on Main scoreboard as Peterson will serve. Serve over, received by Smith. As Wilson taps it, kept alive by Clausen. Cummings will attack as Smith with a diving effort, kept alive. That is in on the near side, far sideline. Rebels trail 5-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard, looking for a comeback here. Peterson will serve again. Isn't quite the start the Rebels wanted here in set number 5. Serve over, received by Smith. Rebels go Taylor left wing as she pushes that one high in the air. Bowen with a diving effort, kept alive to Cummings. She'll attack left wing. Ellsworth with the dig. Rebels plays to Taylor, who bumps it over from the left wing. Here comes the South Summit attack as it's a lot. That goes into the net, or no, it goes over off the block into the net. Rebels trail 6-0 here in set number 5 as you're watching the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Welcome to the town of Randolph, located in northern Utah. The first group of settlers came from St. Charles, Idaho in March of 1870. We are a town of great extremes, from 90 degrees in the summer to minus 40 degrees in the winter, and we hold the record for the coldest temperature ever recorded in Utah at minus 50 degrees. Randolph is a small, friendly community that strives to preserve our rural heritage and small town feel. Enjoy the feeling each time you visit Randolph. Go Rebels!
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth as we are in set number 5. Rebels trail 6-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Peterson will serve. Ball over, received by Smith. Rebels set up Taylor on the left wing. She attacks. That finds Bowen in the back row. Kept alive for the moment. Played over by Lott. Rebels on the attack, middle of the floor. Pugmire, she'll push it over. Received by Peterson. Cummings will attack from the 10-foot line left wing. Argyle with the dig. Rebels set it up. Taylor left wing. She'll attack. That is too far out of bounds across that back line. 7-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Peterson will serve. Ball into the net. Rebels pick up the point. See if they can rally here with the service. As Pugmire will serve, Wallentine in, Smith out. Pugmire lets it go, received by Broadbent. They go middle of the floor to Lott. She attacks, deflected in the air. Pugmire with the dig. Rebels set up Taylor left wing. She'll attack. That's off the arms of Bowen, high into the air. Broadbent will bump it back to the middle of the floor where Cummings takes care of it. Plays it over to Ellsworth in the back right corner. Rebels go middle of the floor. Wallentine, she punches at it. Wyckoff with a good reaction there to keep it alive, as that almost looked like a throw as well there from Cummings. Rebels able to read it, though. Pushed over. Middle of the floor to Lott. She tips it. Good read by Wilson. Keeps it alive. Argyle plays it to Taylor, who bumps it over. Bowen in the back row. Wildcats looking to set up the offense. They do to Cummings as she on the run hits that ball. Finds Pugmire. Rebels set up Taylor. She'll attack. That is into the net. They're going to call it against the Rebels. – 8-1 on the Station on Main scoreboard as Coach Wasden does not look like she agrees with that call. Cummings to serve, ball over, received by Argyle. They go to Taylor, she'll attack, that's blocked, kept alive, and that's going to fall in as after it was kept alive, it hit Casey Wilson up high, 9-1 on the Station on Main scoreboard. The Rebels want to come back in this one. They might want to start now as Cummings serve received by Taylor. As they go to Taylor on the attack. She'll attack with from the left wing. Cummings with the receive. Broadbent will attack. Argyle with a nice dig there. Rebels try to set up Taylor left wing. She'll have to bump it back into play. Over the net, received by Bowen. Middle of the floor to Lott as Ellsworth's there to dig that out. As Wallentyne, she'll try. Wyckoff keeps it alive. Broadbent will attack right hand. Too far out of bounds across the back line. South Summit side wanted to tip, but not a single Rebel jumped for the ball. You're going to ask for a call. Should at least try to get the player in the area. So Wilson serves. Ball over. Received by Broadbent as it'll be bumped over from the back row. Wilson with the dig. They go to Taylor left wing. She slaps at it. Peterson with the dig out. Broadbent will attack from the 10-foot line. Smith with the reception as they go to Ellsworth on the opposite side. Too far out of bounds across that back row. As Lott will serve. That serve goes into the net. 10-3 on the station on main scoreboard. Rebels get the serve back with Violet Taylor as Weston will check in for Argyle. Serve over by Taylor, received by Bowen. Broadbent will push it over as Weston's there to dig it out. Wallentyne takes a smack at it, gets it over. Broadbent punches it over with their left hand. Rebels set up the attack. They go to Weston, left wing. She attacks that one with the right hand. Bowen with the dig. Broadbent will attack for the Wildcats. It's going to go out of bounds off the front line. 11-3 on the station on main scoreboard. Rebels down to their final 4 points. As Wyckoff will serve. Serve over. Weston with the reception. They set up middle of the floor to Wallentyne. She lifts it over the net. I guess lift's a bad word for it. Tips it over the net as Broadbent will attack from the left wing. Out of bounds across the back line. Wallentyne out, Pugmire in. As the Rebels will serve with Smith. Serve over, received by Bowen. Broadbent from the opposite side is going to find the sideline. It was deflected anyways. 12-4 on the station on main scoreboard. It was ruled in by the side judge, and I don't think that was in, but it was deflected. Doesn't matter. Broadbent with the serve. Received by Taylor. Pugmire will attack as nice read by Peterson as Cummings tries to attack that ball. Palmed it into the net. Can't believe they let people get away with that. As I've seen that from quite a few teams, including the Rebels, do that as well. So it almost looks like a throw. Violet Taylor is really good at that as well. As I set up Cummings left wing, she attacks, finds Taylor. Rebels will bump it back over. Wildcats look to set up the offense. They do. Middle of the floor for Clausen. She tips it. Diving effort from Ellsworth keeps it alive. Unfortunately, Weston trying to tip it over, couldn't get to it. 13-5 on the station on main scoreboard. 2 points away for the victory are the Wildcats. Taylor with the dig. Wilson will bump it over. Wildcats set up the offense. They're going to the middle of the floor for Lott. Her attack, that's deflected out of bounds. As a delayed call. That is the right call, though. As the front line player got to it for the Rebels. As Bowen will serve. Match point in her hand. Lets it go. Ball over, received by Weston. They go right back to Molly on the left wing. She attacks, that goes into the net. And that's a tough way for it to end as the Rebels lose set 5, 15-5 on the station on main scoreboard. As we'll be right back with the Independent Software Solutions postgame show right after this.
Dealing with computer problems can be frustrating and make you wish for your own personal IT guy. Now, everyone can afford an IT guy. Independent Software Solutions has served customers in Wyoming and Utah for over 20 years. We develop software, handle system and network administration, repair personal and business computers, and sell accessories. Independent Software Solutions is your one-stop computer business solution. Call today, 307-789-1978. Let Independent Software Solutions be your IT guy.
Great signage is an important component to any successful business. It lets your customers know they have arrived at your doors, and it's a constant advertisement of who you are. When you install LED signage, you're taking it one step further. The ability to create color messages that move is an attention grabber. Plus, you can change the message whenever you would like. Make your business stand out with an LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign, providing service, installation, and maintenance on all signage. Rocky Mountain Sign, licensed in Wyoming and Utah. Call today for a quote, 307-789-5202.
We're off to the rodeo. My Local Rodeo is proud to bring you live streaming coverage of high school rodeo from Utah and Wyoming, as well as the Intermountain Icebreaker of the National High School Rodeo Association's Western Legacy Series in 2023 and 2024. If you're interested in becoming a broadcast sponsor and advertising your business to the most loyal group of viewers in the country, you won't find a better opportunity. Call us today to claim your spot, 307-789-8116. That's 307-789-8116. We're off to the rodeo.
When participating in sports, there's always a lot to talk about performing at the top of your game. I'd like to expand on that and ask, how about performing at the top of your game in every part of your life? This is Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic. I offer solutions to help improve all aspects of your game called life. Pain management, migraines, allergies, emotional release, nutritional supplements based on blood tests, and improved athletic performance. To help you perform at the top of your game every day, call today to schedule an appointment in Evanston or in Kemmer. Hoover Chiropractic, 307-789-0043.
Fast, fresh, delicious. 3 words that describe your experience every time you enjoy a delicious meal with Jimmy John's. Utilizing the freshest ingredients, home-baked bread, and professional sandwich building skills, the team at Jimmy John's always delivers a mouth-watering sandwich to satisfy any hunger. Jimmy John's. Freaky fast, freaky fresh. Visit any of our locations today in Evanston, Rock Springs, Sheridan, and Gillette.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team, online at mylocalradio.com, as the Rebels drop this one 3-2, and all things considered, they're down 2-0 to the Wildcats. They came back, made it a game, pushed it to the 5th set, and unfortunately the 5th set kind of got away from them a little bit against the Wildcats, as it is time for your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. First set goes to the Wildcats 25-22. Second set 25-22 to the Wildcats as well. Rebels win set number 3, 25-19, and they win, if you can believe it, set number 4, 30-28. As that was probably the most incredible set of volleyball I think I've ever seen, outside of possibly set 5 of the state tournament last year. But I mean, what a set that was for the Rebels to be able to shake off a couple of things to win that set 30-28. Unfortunately, lost 15-5 in set 5. As that'll do it for your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. When we come back, we'll have some post-game highlights for you as you're watching 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Established in 1872, Woodruff, Utah has a long history of good neighbors helping each other succeed. Woodruff was built with hard work, integrity, and a sense of community that can be felt every time you visit. We have always celebrated all students in academics and extracurricular activities, and we cheer on our Rich Rebels. Woodruff, Utah, a great place to live.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth in the middle of 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team, online at mylocalradio.com. As it's time for your Town of Woodruff post-match highlights, and boy, we have some stats to tell you as Violet Taylor leads the way with 14 kills. She had an ace to her name, followed up by Molly Weston, the freshman, has 7 kills. Haiti Pugmire finishes with 40. Nope, that's her number, she finishes with 5. Had 40 kills. There'd be people signing up to watch Haiti Pugmire play as she finishes with 5 kills. Then Janie Wallenstein and Ava Ellsworth both with 4 kills apiece, and then you can throw in Casey Wilson as she had 2 kills in the match. Aces, Ava Ellsworth leads the way as she had 4. Cassie Argyle has 3 aces. Haiti Pugmire with the pair as Taylor and Hannah Scott each finished with 1. Hannah Scott also had a kill in the matchup. Unfortunately, she sat out most of the contest, dealing with a little bit of a shoulder injury. Hopefully she'll be all right. As those are your Town of Woodruff post-match highlights on the Independent Software Solutions post-game show. When we come back, we'll have the Dr. McKay Frankum Precision Play of the Game.
Precision, the quality, condition, or fact of being exact and accurate.
Precision is important. Scoring the next point, making the perfect shot, getting the best score. And when you think of your dentist, you want precision to be the first word that comes to mind. That's why patients are so pleased with Dr. McKay Frankum. He provides precision family dentistry at reasonable prices to every patient. Dr. McKay Frankum, call today for an appointment.
Call Dr. McKay Frankum at 789-8910.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team, online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KADQ, as it's time for your Dr. McKay Frankum Precision Play of the Game. And for that, we're going to have to give it to, let's say, Haiti Pugmire. She had a kill that in set number 4 to push this game to 5. She was able to push the ball where nobody was, and she used precision to land that ball on the right wing at the 10-foot line to pick up the kill that really put the Rebels in position to be able to stay alive and head to a set 5, as that is your precision play of the game. When we come back, we will have your Crawford Troth Player of the Game, as you're listening to the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com, as well as listening in on 98.3 KDQ.
Whether you're having a great day or not, food always makes it better. Delicious, fresh-cooked favorites like a juicy cheeseburger, a thick raspberry shake, onion rings, fries, or a River Bridge soda. A grilled chicken wrap always hits the spot. And don't forget twisted ice cream cones. They never disappoint. Add the always friendly and helpful staff at the Crawford Trough, and you've got the perfect recipe for a perfect meal. Something tasty from the Crawford Trough always makes your day better. Stop in today. The Crawford Trough, Randolph.
Dealing with computer problems can be frustrating and make you wish for your own personal IT guy. Now, everyone can afford an IT guy. Independent Software Solutions has served customers in Wyoming and Utah for over 20 years. We develop software, handle system and network administration, repair personal and business computers, and sell accessories. Independent Software Solutions is your one-stop computer business solution. Call today, 307-789-1978. Let Independent Software Solutions be your IT guy.
Welcome back to the Les Schwab Plains Tires broadcast booth, as we are in the middle of the 2023 Rich Rebels varsity volleyball team online at mylocalradio.com. It is time for the Crawford Troth Player of the Game on the Independent Software Solutions post-game show. And, you know, you can give it to Ava Ellsworth, 4 kills, 4 aces, flying around defensively. Violet Taylor, of course, with her 14 kills, with an ace as well. But I think I'm going to give it this time to Molly Weston, the freshman, as this is some high-level volleyball being played here at the Richfield tournament. And she was thrown in there and looked like she belonged as a freshman. Finishes with 7 kills, and she was really big for this Rebels team. Without her, who knows what happens, especially since they were able to rest Hannah Scott a bit. So we'll give Molly Weston the Crawford Troth Player of the Game, as it is time for your calendar update on the Independent Software Solutions postgame show. And for that, we have football next week at 1 p.m. against the Lyman Eagles, as there's a volleyball game at 5:30, the varsity game. We'll try to have both, but of course that depends on how long the football game goes, and that depends how much we'll get the volleyball game on. If the football game is rather quick, then we'll probably be able to get the full varsity volleyball game on the air. If it goes into quadruple 17 overtimes or something crazy like that, obviously we can't just leave the football game to go to the volleyball game. So we're going to try to get both on as much as possible, and I think we're going to be able to, as that's kind of just my thought. I think we're going to be able to get both of them on, as they're both in Lyman, so we'll be making the mad dash from the Lyman football press box to the Lyman gym for some volleyball, as that will do it for us on the Independent Software Solutions postgame show. Actually, one more for the calendar update. Next Saturday, senior night for these ladies, as the Rebels will play their last home volleyball game against the Manila Mustangs. As they started the regular season against them, they're going to end the regular season against them. As this has been the Independent Software Solutions postgame show. Until next time, go Rebels.
The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of MyLocalRadio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC. No portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC. Thank you for joining us for this sports presentation on MyLocalRadio.com.